Elton's retirement journey. Thank you all who stopped by and gave me some likes on the video that I did in my white suit. I was just expressing how happy I am and how much I'm learning from all of you who are out there in the retirement and sharing with us. Um, One of the things I mentioned is that, particularly last night, I went to one of those seminar invites, and those of us who get to a certain age, there's a lot of financial planners out there that do seminars, and they'll send you an invite. They're not all just financial advisors. Some of them are guys who specialize in annuities, and others they do the wills and the trust. One of my videos, I mentioned that was one of my second or third videos down. I got quite a few views on seminar invites. So I actually went to a seminar invite last night related to Social Security. And the guy did a presentation. I was in there for 2 hours. In his presentation, he rolled through everything about Social Security. And he took all the questions at the end because he had a lot of materials to cover. And this is the gentleman here. He had this nice brochure here, Bernard Financial Group. What he does is he meets with couples and individuals who are looking to start their Social Security as well as help with financial plan. He operates as a fiduciary, and some of the material he covered, he had this nice little brochure out here, and these are your Social Security, Medicare, and guide, and it covers the IRMA. So for some of us high-end youth individuals who are going to be retiring, our income, well, not mine's, but some of our incomes will be high enough that the way they're going to charge you for your Part B plan is based on your income. And he's got a chart in here, which you will also be able to Google. And so if you're planning your retirement and you're one of the high income people, you can pretty much calculate how much your Part B is. I'm on the low end, so I'll be at 174.70. But anyway, it was a very good seminar. And one of the things that I got out of it is that he recommends that you sit down with either the Social Security Administration themselves to go over your calculations, and mostly for the couples related to the spousal benefits. So, with the spousal benefits, if you have a wife who turns 67 and starts collecting her benefit, and you're the husband and you're turning 62, it may not be necessary for you to collect your Social Security at 62. You could just let it continue to wait, and you can collect the spousal benefit off of your wives. Mostly it's the men who have wives who are collecting the spousal benefits. But if you are the younger one and your wife is older, you may be able to collect the spousal benefit. It'll be lower than yours, but what he's saying is you need to come in or either go into Social Security and talk this over with them. Now, he says Social Security won't give you advice, but they can give you the raw numbers. You know, can I collect spousal benefits at 62 and still let my Social Security ride to full retirement? And between him and Ed Weir on YouTube, they cover all of this stuff. So you actually you have to really, really think about it because a lot of people are like, hey, as soon as I hit 62, I'm going to start taking my Social Security. Well, in some cases, if you're married, unlike me, I'm single, I don't have that option. I'll take 62, I'm stuck with it. But if you've been listening to some of my YouTube videos, it doesn't work for me. The 1704 I'm going to take at 62 doesn't meet everything. That's why I'm in here studying and listening to all the other YouTubers on strategies. So for me, I'm going to work all the way to 67, and my sweet spot is 65 because you never know. You get laid off. You can try and go back to work, but if nobody's going to hire you at 65, you know, you might well just take your Social Security or at least hop on Medicare and use some of your retirement from your 401k or these IRAs, especially the Roth, and bridge. And he also talked about some other strategies, uh, how Social Security works when it goes to calculate. He gave example of a gentleman who flew big long haul aircraft, um, you know, either cargo or for a commercial like Delta or Qatari Airlines, making $400,000 a year, and how his IRMA was calculated based on the last previous 2 years. And he was saying, and I'll check my notes here. Let me see if I see it in here. IRS Form 44, which is an income statement. And what he was saying is that once you stop working, you let a couple years go by, or you fill this form out saying, I no longer earn that kind of money. And that will help with the IRMA determination. Because at 400,000, you're going to be paying more in Part B. But what I'm covering here is just some of the tidbits I picked up. I would strongly recommend you either meet with someone from Social Security or you have a meeting with a person who specializes in this who can help you with this. One of the people that I would consider is Ed Weir. He's doing a channel probably right now, and he does these channels where he takes question and answers. But for $99, you have a whole hour. He'll go over with this. That's Ed Weir. He does a Social Security. He pops up all the time, and I subscribe to his channel. But that seminar I went to, I found out a couple things that could be very important. Now I'm gonna go over what I think will help you. Now, the one-on-one meetings with a Social Security representative in their office. Now, I'm in the Atlanta area, and most of us are in big cities. Now, what he recommended, this gentleman from last night, he recommended that you drive outside your major metropolis area to another office somewhere out rural, maybe 45, even an hour away from the big city. You get there early, have your breakfast, go on in and sign up and talk with someone who's been doing this for a long time at the Social Security office, but don't do it in the big metro area. So for me, if I wanted to talk to these folks when I get to 65 or the 65, I keep mentioning that because that's my safe zone. I hit 65, I will qualify for Medicare, and I have money that I can bridge till I'm 67. So if I needed to go in and start doing some prep for my retirement at 67, just to see what my options are, he recommends you go to an office that's outside of Atlanta for me. And what I'm using myself as example, but you can also do that too, where you go in and you meet with these folks, especially for couples, because depending on who's going to retire first, the spouse has that option of getting 50% of the person, the working person in the family who's retiring. Now, this could be flipped to the other side if the woman is older and she's retiring and she's going to come out. And there's many a reasons for taking your Social Security. A lot of people who are cancer survivors are like, "Hey, look, you know what? I don't know how long this is going to go, or this could be some readmission. Going back to work and putting all that stress on you, no." And that's what one of the gentlemen who has his own channel is doing. He's retiring on Social Security alone, and his wife is getting the spousal benefit, and he's looking to get to his 65 marker as well. So that's why I keep mentioning 65. That's my safe zone. Although I'm planning to work till 67, but there's been a couple times I thought about, hey, maybe I can shorten this down to 3 years. I really need to continue working and just see what happens. But if something happens, I get let go, then 65 is my sweet spot. But anyway, let me continue on. So that was one of the big points. He said just visit an office out of your metro area so that you can meet with them. And he did say that they can't give you advice, but they can help you run the numbers. And like I said, for some people collecting at the earlier age, you may not want to collect yours. You may want to do a spousal. And what a lot of people are doing, I talked to one of my sisters, and she said that when she went in and spoke with them, that the dollar amount from her being at 66 and 8 months or something to which was her full retirement age, I believe, because she's a lot older than me, and versus the 70-year-old mark was only $170. And she was like, screw that. I'll take this check now. I'm full retired. I can continue my tenureship over at the Big Ten University, continue making that check. She's got a pension coming in. And with that check, she was able to use the Social Security check to pay off debt. So she's got her home paid free and her condo, and all her cars are paid off. So that's why a lot of people are taking their Social Security, because it's going to help them pay off debt, and it's an extra check coming in. You're just claiming it now, and you're okay with that check for the rest of your life because you've got a big fat pension and you've got your 401k and your IRAs to draw on. So you don't care. You're not like me on the low end where the longer I work, the better off I am, including delaying Social Security. Okay. So that was one of the points that they made um, last night. Now, the other thing on the good side down here in Georgia, and I would have to verify this, and I wish I could go to uh, the a retirement seminar sponsored by the Treasury of the state of Georgia. So I'm going to have to verify these facts, but this is what he gave me. Georgia, no tax on Social Security. So there will be no state tax on Social Security. So that's a good thing. So, I get to 65 and I start claiming. He's saying that there's no state tax on the Social Security that I will be collecting when I start collecting. Now, the other thing is that he mentioned, and I made it in my notes, no tax up to 65,000. And this is called a 65-year-old exclusion. So I turned 65. The first 65,000 that comes in as income, once I hit 65, there's no tax on it of the first 65,000. After that, I would pay some state Georgia income tax. Georgia's income tax is 6%. Um, so I don't even think I talked about this with everybody, but I used that payment, the hourly calculator, and I set myself up and I was doing the simulation with my 1704 at 62. And I had calculated 6% um, Georgia state income tax, which came out to about a grand on that little bit of money that I was getting, because it came out to just under um, what you would have to pay for income tax on your Social Security. So up to a certain dollar amount, there is no tax. And I think it's mentioned somewhere in this brochure here, but I'm not going to go too much in it because I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing with you the seminar um, that I went to, and that's pretty much it. Now, on an editorial standpoint, I tell you, when I was listening to him, now I'm single, but man, oh man, they pay out a lot of money, man. There's like the divorce. If you were married for 10 years and you divorce and you've got your previous husband's social security number, you can claim a spousal benefit from your divorced husband for 10 years. Now, I don't know. Some of these loopholes, I can see why Social Security is going broke. And then you've got all the spousal benefits, the widow benefit, and the survivor benefit. So I don't want to take away from anybody, but at some point, um, some of these loopholes they're going to have to close like that. I would say the claiming your your spouse benefit from your divorced husband. That may be one that they want to look at closing up. I don't mean to be rude or anything, but that's just the impression. As I was listening to this, I said, man, because my impression of Social Security from a long, long time was this was for an individual who had been working all these years. And I didn't know that you had all these writers on it for other individuals. So, I don't want to take away from other people who are receiving these benefits, but they are seen to be paying out a whole lot more in benefits than just you and me who are paid into it. So the spousal benefits, I will actually have a question, and I asked him this: How many years does a spouse have to be married to collect spousal benefits? And it was, he said 1 year. So you get married, you're married for 1 year and you retire, you've got a younger wife and she can collect spousal benefits, I guess. I don't know if she has to be 62. And I'm going to ask Ed tonight. I'll probably hop on his channel. I know Buzz is running right now live, but I want to know if I get a mail order bride and bring her here to the U.S., she becomes U.S. citizen, gets a Social Security. Can my young bride collect spousal benefits once I'm retired? I may not want to be by myself forever. But anyway, that was some of the information I got. I did some Googling. The maximum check for someone like at full retirement is 3822, 3,822. But if you delay yours, it goes up exponentially more. So I just wanted to share that with you, what I learned. I highly urge folks to get together and who are married. And if you got one person who is going to claim Social Security because they're done working and you're a spouse, the spousal benefit may be a better option for you than to collecting yours as soon as you hit 62, unless you need the money, because it'll grow. And they've got all kinds of stuff going on where it'll, once you hit your full retirement, you drop the spouse benefit and then you take yours, which it could be higher if long as you don't take it. So those are just some of the options. I don't know everything about it, but I took in a lot and I was just sitting here amazed at it. And there are benefits out there for people, especially if you're married, and you're contemplating retirement. You've got a pension that'll kick in a little bit later on, and you just want to have some extra money coming in. Those are options that you may want to think about because maybe you can still work and collect a spousal benefit. That's very valuable stuff, that you need to know for the couples. Again, in myself, I'm single, so I don't know. But I kind of like that idea of the mail order bride. Once I retire and start traveling through Asia, hey, that might be incentives for somebody who might want me. So anyway, I don't have too much more on this. I don't want to dive into it because I'm not an expert, but I just want to stress the importance of the seminars that we have access to, and people may uh, contact you. So this is Bernard Financial Group, and I did fill out a question. They have the questionnaires um, there. This wasn't a food one. He had no snacks or nothing. There it is. We were at a gym in East Roswell, Georgia, which is in northern Fulton County, one of the more affluent areas. And let's see, there were a total of 5 of us there, and this went on for 2 hours. So Bernard Financial Group, I'll keep this around and I'll read over it. And this little thing right here, this Social Security guide, it talks about the reductions when you take it, and full retirement age, and single head of household. Uh, you make 25,000 single, up to 50% taxable if you make $25,000 or more on the MAGI, which is the adjusted gross income. Then it's got all types of other calculations in here. And it had one in here for the IRMA. And so for the IRMA, you start getting up over $103,000, you might have to bump you up to 244.60 for your Part B. But like I said, you would have to meet with somebody or talk with the folks or do some Googling. I don't want to get too much into this because I know where I'm at. I'm 174.70. That's today. But 3 years from now, when I'm 65 or 67, it may be more. So I don't want to hop too much in this. But I thought I'd bring this to you and share, some of the stuff that I'm doing here. This is Elton's retirement journey. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one. It's running a little long. So, but anyway, drop some comments, and if you get a chance, do some Googling and try and meet. Remember, go outside the city that you live in and go to one of the smaller offices so you can get some personal attention. You're not waiting there all day. Okay. Elton's retirement journey. I'm out. Thank you.